Hi all, it's August 17th, 2024. My name's Davey, and I wanted to go a little bit further into what I was saying in the last video referencing time travel of information, aka quantum time travel. And, it's the outset of quantum time travel. And somebody's excellent theory about causalities collapsing back onto the original causality. So let's say we have a cup of coffee, it falls on the floor, it breaks. It was an heirloom antique and you can't have that happen, but you have access to time travel. No, your grandchild does. And they heard all about it and saw how devastated you were, and they wanted to make that a surprise. That's the only way I think this is possible. One of the things about quantum observer effect is we observe it, it becomes a set value established as what we observed, aka we make a concluding statement stating this thing happened, especially when written by a very trusted, honest, integrity highest person. The great thing is it's still possible, even if it's been stated as broken to smithereens. When a person sends data back in time and someone in the past receives it, they have already left the original causality, because the original causality didn't have time travel. So just by having received a message, maybe a voice in somebody's head, maybe a voice in a lot of people's head, maybe, yeah, you get what I mean. So it would be spooky, it would be weird, maybe ghosts. There was a time where we had a lot of ghosts on, that was the thing. Everybody was hip to, being able to talk to these people. We never considered the possibility that the people were actually alive and it was a wormhole through time back then. And the fact that it loops, usually, when they say that the ghost is in a loop, it's not that the ghost is in a loop. You're privy to that moment happening again and again and again and again, however how long it takes to change. So that's how strongly I believe. The fact that this planet gets bombarded by neutrinos, that alters causality. They are absolutely traveling faster than light, and we actually have access to them. I thought it a good idea to write NASA about sending a message via neutrinos before I learned about how tiny they were. And it's basically like shooting a bullet through a galaxy without aiming and hoping that you actually hit a star. The chances are much higher that it just flies right on through. And that is how much smaller a neutrino is to an atom. And it's amazing when you put it in that light, you know what I mean? Eventually somebody does get hit when you got hundreds of billions of them hitting the planet, but you gotta look it up. They use water to detect it, and it's actually pretty cool. But this would be an entirely different thing. This would be somebody's smart message. And the day that we can ever make essentially a fiber optic that, well, it would have to be made out of a material that is known to freeze light. And I know of only one, and that's alexandrite. The barrel that, it's a type of beryllium containing, it's a beautiful gem actually, but it can be made artificially and for obviously much cheaper. So we could make a fiber optic of this, drop it down to zero, really close to, obviously not actually absolute zero, but very close to it. If you read the report on there, they didn't get to absolute zero. It was like minus 200 degrees Celsius. It was freezing. It was ice cold. They used helium. I don't know. Whatever it was they used, they got this stuff really cold. Please read the report and you'll see it. They definitely froze light in motion. It was frozen inside the crystal. And once the crystal warmed back up, then the light left it. But what they could do is poke little holes along the way to make a message, like in binary, like a Morse code message, in the very light that is known to be superluminal in the first place, and then let it warm up and send it on its merry way. And someone in the past, which surely we have to get to the point where we can receive those kind of things. So we better build. We're already on the right track with space. We're listening for the stars. We're listening for the objects in space. We need to be listening for things across time. So we need to be able to build a fiber optic that can handle night. It's hard. Okay, I think I've said my piece. I don't know. I kind of delved into how it could be possible, and that might have been a mistake. If you can forgive me on that, because we don't know yet. Quantum entanglement, it really does travel faster than light because it does not have to use light to travel. One thing flips, the other thing flips simultaneously, no matter the distance. Send it on a satellite on its merry way like a Voyager. It's like a Voyager 3, but with a quantum, like the Chinese have over there with Quest. And send it to the middle of the galaxy. Why not? Because a black hole, apparently, at least according to the movie Interstellar, the closer you get to a black hole from an outside viewer, the more preserved temporally you are. In other words, time slows down from the outside viewer's perspective of you. So you could be in there for a couple of days and then step out, or be in close proximity and then step out, and like your child may have become a grandmother, or maybe their grandkid became a grandmother, and that's who you end up meeting. And you might have only been in there 2 or 3 days in the proximity of a black hole. Going into a black hole, now it becomes a matter of, can the integrity be held? Not likely. So one day we'll maybe invent a soliton, an electric device that uses magnetism to create a black hole-like field. And I've called it a blue hole because it would be traveling faster than light, so it would be having that Cherenkov radiation blue color. And you could send data from into that back to, frankly, I believe any quantum entanglement across time. So anybody's quantum system might have some piggyback data riding on it, and that would be really impressive to find out. One of the tricks I think you might find is more than one channel on your quantum system. But sending it into a black hole would send it to an endpoint in time as it gets to the event horizon, and it would be able to send back whatever we send to it from hundreds of thousands of years in the future. It would be able to send to us because it's quantum entangled with us. So anyways, I hope this wasn't too much to take, and I hope that I made myself clear. If there's any questions, please put them in the comments. If you like the concept of time travel, please give me a thumbs up on this video. You can even subscribe. I don't like to waste anybody's time. So, I do hope to see you here. Take care and God bless. Cheers.